This is a video to help a little bit with how to cable without a cable needle. And the Warm Feet, Warm Heart socks, we have an XO cable that comes up each side, and then just a heart cable in the middle. But you're never using more than 3 stitches or 4 stitches, I suppose, for a cable, a total of 4 stitches. And oftentimes it's just like a 2 to 1. And you could definitely grab your cable needles, and there's nothing wrong with using a cable needle. And I will tell you, I pretty much go back and forth between it on this pattern. On some of the stitches, I find it easier, especially at this end, since that cable is so close to the end of the needle, to just grab a cable needle. But for the many times that you don't want to do that, let's just take a look at it. All right, so my first stitch is just a purl stitch. I'm just going to get that little puppy out of the way. And then now I have a left-leaning cable where I want these 2 stitches to move across the front and have this little guy sit behind him. So all I have to do is come in from the back and grab that 1 stitch that I want to move to this other needle, because I need it to sit here so that I can rearrange the order in which I'm going to work them. So I'm going to take them all off, put these 2 back on, and then pull this one around to the front. And now I'm ready to knit all 3 of those stitches. One, two. And for the second half of this little O, I want these 2 stitches to sit in front of the front one. And because I want them to cross in front, I'm going to pick them up from the front. Kind of like that. There we go. Pop the first one off, put it back on my needle, and then put these 2 back on. And 2. And then I'm going to knit them in that order. First one first. Second one. And my third. I'm using kind of a cool yarn. This yarn is a alpaca and linen blend. So I will say it doesn't have the best stretch, right? The best elasticity. If you're doing this with a wool yarn, it's definitely going to be easier than this is. Okay, so now I'm coming over here, and for my heart, I'm doing again a 2 to 1 cable. So I need these 2 knit stitches to move to the right of this 1 purl stitch. So again, I'm going to come in to the front of those stitches and grab them, put that purl stitch back on, and pop over here and put them up on the needle. And then I will just knit those stitches. Remembering that the individual one I moved is actually a purl stitch in the middle of that heart. Okay, and then I will purl all the way to my stockinette stitches of this heart. And this time, I want these 2 stitches to travel across the front. So I'm going to grab my next purl stitch from behind, right? So that's going to be this one right here. And so those first 2 just come off, and you'll see how stable these stitches are. They don't really want to go anywhere, right? Sometimes we feel like they want to go somewhere, and so it's a little disconcerting to do this, but they don't want to go anywhere. Sometimes you pick up a little extra fluffy from below, so just let it go. Back on. Okay, and I'm going to purl that first stitch and knit the next 2. and then zip along on my chart. So I would say that there's a ton of small cables in this sock. So it's a good time to sort of play with it and give it a try and see if you like it. Again, there's nothing at all wrong with deciding you want to use a cable needle and just sticking with that. But this gives you a chance to give it a shot. And again, you know, I love, love, love this yarn. But if you're doing this with a yarn that's wool, it will be a little easier with a little more flexibility than that has. So hopefully that will help you out a little.